Hello, beautiful people. Yeah, welcome back once again on my channel. So, today we'll be learning how to make this beautiful kimono top with two side drawstring. Okay, I think that's the name, that's the story for today. Oh, this top is very beautiful and simple. You can rock it with your shorts, you can as well rock it with your pants, your long a pair of trousers. Okay, so guys, if the video is what you're interested in, please kindly watch to the end. Okay, so here now on my table, as you can see, I have this leftover fabric. It's actually a leftover fabric, so I folded it into two. You can see the way I folded it. Then I folded it again. I have both the front and back together, both on fold. So you can see the way I folded my fabric so that I will get the stripe, vertical stripe instead of the horizontal. I wanted my stripe to be vertical. So this is actually the total length I have is 38 and by 20 and a half. So you can see here, this is the center front and center back. I'll be sewing this part. This part is open, as you can see, so I will be sewing that part because this is just a leftover fabric. But if you're making use of a full fabric that you just bought, just go ahead and fold it into two. There won't be need for center joining, but because this is a pieces, so I decided I wanted it to be vertical, so that's why I decided I folded it. So but I'll go ahead and join it. I will still go ahead and join it. So the next thing now is to get your shoulder measurement. Okay, so after marking out the shoulder, then from there you're going to insert your sleeve length, or you can measure from the center back of your neckline down to your desired length. You can take the measurement from your neck or back neckline to your desired sleeve length. So after that, the next thing is to mark our shoulder slope or shoulder slant. From where I mark my shoulder measurement, I came down by half an inch. Then at the extreme end of the sleeve ending, I marked 1 inch. From there I connected it. So this is the shoulder slope. Okay, so I connected it into the center point or the middle point okay, of the material. So after that, the next thing now is to determine the sleeve opening. How wide you want your sleeve to be. So my normal sleeve round is 14 inches divided by 2, which is 7. But I went ahead to add, I marked 10 inches because I wanted it to be free. Or you can use from this point for your shoulder point to, or starting point to your bust point to get your sleeve opening. Everything depends on how open you want it. So I used 10 inches. Okay, so after that I marked it. The next thing is for us to mark our desired neckline. So the neck depth I'll be using for the back is I use half an inch. You can decide to use 1 inch, so I use half inch for the neck depth. Then for the neck width I used 3 inches for the neck width. Remember, the neck width for the front and back are the same, so I use 3 inches for width. Then neck depth for the back I used half inch. You can as well use 1 inch. So then for the front neck depth I used my underbust measurement. Okay, remember this is a scrub neckline. It's a scrub neckline, so I use under my underbust measurement, which is 14 inches. You can decide where you want it to be. You can decide to use 9 or whatever, your bust point, your underbust. So I use 14 inches. So from there, from the 14 inches mark I made, so I'll go ahead and mark from the center point. Starting from here, I'll go ahead and mark my 1.5 inches. You can see I'll go in by 1.5. So from that 1.5, I'll connect it straight to the neck width like this. So you can see what I'm doing right now. So it's going to be form of a square. It's not a V square. Okay, so that is where we'll be forming our scroll. So you can see how I've connected it like so. So this is how I'll be cutting it out. Okay, so at the down part now, so from the sleeve opening, you can choose to come in by 3 inches, or you mark your bust measurement divided by 4 plus any allowance for ease that you want. So remember, by the side is going to be having a drawstring. So we are going to add another allowance for the drawstring, at least 1.5 or 1 inch, because we're going to be using it to form our drawstring by both sides. So after that, then the next thing you mark all the way from the sleeve opening down. So you can see the way I've curved the sleeve curve like that. I've curved the armhole. So from this down part, the next thing is to, from here you're going to go in by 2 inches. If you want, you can decide to leave it straight. So after that, you get the midpoint of your measurement. So you're going to curve it into that middle point from the 2 inch you went up. Okay, so this is just to give the side a little bit of curve. You can decide to leave it straight or square the way it is. So but I decided to curve the side. So after that, now I'll go ahead and cut it out. So you can see, like I said, my front has sewing. I'll be sewing the center front, both the back and the front, due to the nature of my fabric. Okay, so after that, you can see now I've cut it out. So the next thing is to go ahead and cut out the back neckline. So you can see I've cut it out. Then the shoulder slope, I'll go ahead and cut out the shoulder slope. So as you can see, I'm cutting it out now. So after cutting out the shoulder slope, then the next thing is cut out the front neckline. So I'm going to lift the front part up like this. Then I'll cut through the 14 inches depth and the 1.5 inches I went in, then into the neck width up. So you can see this is how it looks like. So remember, here is open. I'll go ahead and stitch. So the way I'm pinning it, I'll stitch it down. But if your fabric is a full fabric, it will be on full. There's no need for stitching. I stitched it because of the nature of the fabric. Remember, I said it's a leftover fabric, so that is the reason. So the back as well, I'll go ahead and close it up like so. So guys, at this point, if you have not liked this video, please kindly give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, like and share. So as you can see now, I've opened it up. So this is how it looks. This is the front, then this is the back. Okay, so the first thing is to go ahead and join the shoulder to shoulder measurement. I will be joining both shoulders. So I'll join this other one like so. The way I'm pinning it is the way I'm going to join them shoulder to shoulder. So after joining the shoulder to shoulder measurement, I'll go ahead and fold the sleeve opening. Then I'll go ahead and measure all around. Okay, so I'll be measuring all around. So you can see now I'm done joining I've sewed the center front and the center back. I've joined the shoulder as well. So this is how it looks. I've even gone ahead to fold the sleeve opening. So you can see here I'll measure all around the neckline. So but before measuring, starting, look, you can see where it stopped. So I added extra 2 or 1.5 inches before measuring all around. So when I get to the other point, I'll also add some inches. Okay, at least add about 2 inches. You don't have to cut everything equal. So after that, I'll get this leftover these pieces. So I'll just fold it into two. So the width I use is 5 inches. Unfold is 2.5. You can decide to use 2 inches, but I wanted this to overlap very well, so that is why I used. Remember, the neckline started from under the bust. I don't want to show any cleavage, so that's why I used 2.5. So the length determines the length you measured all around plus your extra inches. So now I'm done. I added a soft stay to make it a little bit firm. So these are my stripes. Okay, so these are my stripes. So from here, the length is whatever you measured all around plus extra inches, okay, extra allowance. So we are going to attach this all round. So this is my stripe. I'll set them aside. I have 4 stripes, okay, long stripes 4 and 2 shorter stripes for the sleeve. So here, this is how we are going to attach it. So you're going to pick one end. So you can see starting from here, you're going to minus that 2 inches we added for extra. This is to enable it to overlap. Okay, so you can see this is the starting point. So I'll go ahead and pin it. So this is how I'm going to pin them all round. So remember to leave extra allowance. Don't just pin exactly on that 14 inches where you cut. So the stripe should be longer. Okay, I don't know if I'm making sense. So after pinning all around, this is what I got. So you can see the overlapping I was talking about. So this is it. So you can see I've opened it up for you to understand. So you see I have extra. So that extra will enable you to lap it very well. If you don't add extra, it's not going to lap. You will be shortage. You will be struggling. So you can see how I lap it. So the right side is overlapping to the left. So you flip the fabric like so. So I'm going to notch that point. So I'll give it a notch at the corner so that it will relax very well. So after notching, I'll go ahead and pin. So I'll be pinning it because I'll go ahead and sew it. So you can see the way I'm pinning it, that is where I'm going to sew it. Okay, so I'll pin it the way I'll be sewing it. So this is how to sew a scrub neckline. So you can see this is how it looks like. So when I flip it over, I realized that the other end didn't relax very well the way I wanted it. So I'll go ahead and correct that side. So I wanted to correct it. It's a little bit up. Okay, so I wanted to make sure everything is straight. So that is what you see me doing, trying to correct it to relax and be straight the way I wanted it to be. So after that, I went ahead to pin it again. Okay, so after pinning, we'll go straight to sewing machine and sew it up. So you can see this extra that we left. You can see right now it has relaxed the way I want. You can choose the neck depth of your choice. So you can choose to stop at 9 inches, 10 inches, but I used 14, which is under my bust. So now this is what I have. The next thing now is to close the, we are going to close the side. Okay, so I've sewn the sleeve opening. So I'm just going to use half an inch from the sleeve opening, then I'll go in by 1.5. I'll be using that 1.5 to form my rope casing. Okay, I'll be forming a channel where the rope or stripe will pass. Okay, so after that, you're also going to determine where you're going to stop. So I'm measuring from here to down. I decided to stop at 20 inches. So you just decided where you want the strap to stop, the drawstring. So I'll mark the same thing on the other side. Then I'll also mark where I'm going to sew. So we're going to sew it down. So actually I marked 1.5. So from here I'll leave like 1.5 inches from the down part. So when I sew, I'm going to stop at this down part. You can see 1.5 inch or 2 inches, depends. We're still going to close it up. But what I'm going to do right now, after sewing the side from the sleeve opening down to the 2 inches we came off from, so after sewing it, then the next thing is to fold. We're going to hem the down part first before forming our casing. So you can see I've cut out the excess at the neckline. So here This is what I'm trying to say. You're going to hem the bottom part first separately. We're not going to hem everything together. No, we're going to hem it separately, the front and the back separately. So this is it. So after hemming your top or your dress, you can see I hem them separately. Okay, so you can see the opening. After hemming them separately, then we'll go ahead and close it. We'll go ahead and sew. Remember, we left like 2 inches or 1.5 inches, so it's to enable us to hem it separately. So right now I'm trying to form my casing or a channel where my stripe will pass to form a drawstring. So you can see the stripe will be passing here. So I'm going to fold it into two, then I'll fold again and I'll stitch, folding it first to conceal the rough edge, then stitch it down all the way to where we stopped. You can see where I marked the 20 inches I marked here. We are going to stop at this point. So this is it. We're going to repeat the same thing at the other side. Okay, so after that, then we're going to insert our stripe. Okay, now so you can see for the sleeve I made this short stripe like this. I'll be sewing it inside like this, then I will sew it. There are sometimes you can use button for adjustment maybe, but this time around I did not use any button. So I measured for the neckline I measured around 8 inches or 7. Then from inside I'm going to sew one end of the stripe from the wrong side, which is the inside, like so. So I want to pin it first. At this point I was actually looking for my pin. So after pinning it, you're going to bring it out to the right side. Then from where you pin, you're also going to pin it at the right side like this. So at this right side, you can decide to use a button. Okay, you can decide to create a button. Okay, so you can use a button or you can just sew it like that. So I sew it like, which means it's not adjustable. So at this point I'm trying to insert my stripe. You can see I use a safety pin to insert the stripe. I cut out 4 stripes. The length determines how long you want it to be. Okay, so then I'll go ahead and insert the second stripe. Each side has 2 stripes. So after that, I'll go ahead and use my pin to secure it like so. So I'll secure it like this. So I will repeat the same thing at the other side. Okay, so after that, the next thing is to stitch. So you can see now I'm done. So this is for the second one. Try to insert the second stripe. Okay, I'm done with that one. I'll pin it as well. So after pinning it, I'll turn it to you can see it has formed already. So this is it. This is what we have here. This is it. Okay guys, so now you flip it to okay, so you can see for the sleeve. So this is for the sleeve. So like I said earlier, the sleeve I will measure 7 inches from the neck. Then I will sew it inside and outside as well. So you can use a button, you can create a buttonhole, or you can just decide that buttonhole will be adjustable one. So guys, that is it. So this is the final look. Okay, remember to stitch from the inside, the side where I pinned. Remember to stitch it. So guys, thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful tutorial. I hope you find this helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you guys in my next video. Bye.